West Outdoors has been brought to you by Valley Firearms, your one-stop destination for all your firearms needs, shipping Canada-wide, coast to coast. Secret Creek Supplies for all your ultralight backpacking needs and much, much more. Secret Creek Kennels, no pets too big or too small, we do them all. On today's episode of West Outdoors, I make some marten nesting boxes. Jackie and I get up to the cabin in the early spring, and Jackie and I hang all our new marten boxes on the new Trapline.
We'll stay there. Good. We're going to call that good.
Today, we're going to be building some marten nesting boxes. Why do we build those? Because the marten in areas where there isn't that many marten need places to have their kits. I think that's what they're called, kits. Anyway, they crawl through here. The female martens crawl through here, and they have their kits down in here, their little ones, and they need a safe, dry place. They usually use hollow trees, but nowadays with so much logging and such, there isn't as much mature timber, and they need the mature old growth where birds have pecked holes in trees like cedars that are hollow in the center, and hollow trees with holes in them that the birds use to get the bugs out are the places that the marten go and have their young ones in April, I think that's when they do it. So these boxes won't get used until next year, but we're going to put these boxes in spots on our line where there isn't as many marten, where it's mostly regen and not a lot of mature timber, so that we can help the marten basically repopulate the area. So we take a little and we give a little back. So this is how we make them. Basically, we just got to bolt them together. They're all cut out. So I'm going to bolt them together, and we fill them full of sawdust down in here. I use all the old sawdust down in there because that gives them a nice warm place for the babies, because they have no fur on them when they're first born. So they go in there and curl up to mama, and it's a nice, warm, safe place. And if a male marten comes in and tries to get them, they don't usually go through these size holes, I hope. Our marten, big male marten, are pretty big, so I'm hoping this 1 3/4 hole is going to be sufficient to keep out the male ones, but I'm sure that mama's going to fight them off if they do get in there. And if any birds go in there, that's just dinner for the marten. I might just have enough to finish, because we built those 13 marten boxes, which use all the same supplies. They have to be at least a half a kilometer away from where we're trapping, otherwise we might catch mama, and we don't want to do that. So these are going to go in places that we don't trap our line to seed our line. So they'll probably go up north of the cabin or up above the cabin, because we've been trapping below the cabin. I'm using home cut cottonwood, which is not really great for building anything but boxes, but we get it for free from a friend who cuts it up, who has an endless supply on his property. So it works out pretty good. We found in the winter when we were traveling around that marten just they don't like to come out in open areas, so they're not coming out into the logging blocks, and they're not in the logging blocks. So but as they start to grow up, you need mature trees. So without mature trees, it doesn't give mama marten a place to have her young ones. So we have to help her out a little bit. So she can get, because believe it or not, lots of things eat marten. People don't realize that, but marten are a predator, but they also get eaten by a lot of things. I'm not putting these plans on the internet because I'm not a great carpenter. I'm a better woodsman than I am a carpenter, so I don't think anybody wants my plans for marten boxes. Mother Nature's crude, and so is Scott when he's building stuff. So I've learned, cut the hole before you put the roof on. because then you can reach through and grab the little puck that falls through. I can't confirm or deny that there's a puck in that one. Giving DeWalt drills a workout today. When you live this far out of the town, you make do with what you have. And I'm out of jigsaw blades. I know that's a better way to do it, but I'm out of them. The wood's wet also too, the cottonwood, and the hole saw is dull. And I kind of homemade it and welded it together this morning just to get by.
It's like pulp.
Yeah, it is. That's the problem with working with cottonwood, is that, well, plus this thing has a, see the ridge in there? See this? But I need to get it down there a bit because I got to have a guide. So it's not the right tool because our jigsaw is broken. That's what I thought would happen.
Not a bad way to spend Father's Day.
Yeah. I'm doing my part for the Marten for Father's Day. Being a good Marten father. Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't put the sawdust in. I'll have to put it in through the hole. Nice place to make your babies, eh? Mm-hmm. So when you have a nice rainy day like this, you can get in here and all your sawdust, make your little babies. Dunzo. 3 done. That'll be enough. More secluded, well, they're old, but we need more secluded areas like this stuff.
It looks like it might. No.
It works better.
I don't think it's worse. It's just your tracks.
It's not off
rough.
of the thing.
Yeah.
So that's a really good thing.
Yeah, and it's in the front one.
Yeah. So with weight on it, we might catch it.
Okay. No, you're gonna come off if you go forward, I think. That's better. Yeah, you're getting it.
People ask me all the time what I think of tracks on my quad. This is what happens when you have tracks on your quad. You go through one of these once a year, minimum. More likely one every 10 to 12 rides if it's deep snow and you're doubling and you're in high range too often. So learning a little bit about tracks on quads, hard on drive belts. What do we have right here? What did we finally find?
I think we found the match.
How many days did it take us?
9? 8 or 9?
8 or 9 days
Yeah.
of hiking behind the house. You just matched.
Oh, look
And
how
see
fresh
here?
that is.
Fresh sign.
Yeah.
Okay? So he's still red and bloody.
Yeah.
So it took us 9 days of solid hiking in our free time.
Yeah.
behind the house. To
Well,
back
on
up the
weekends.
other one.
On weekends.
And how far did he pack it? 3 kilometers from the house?
He's dropped this in a day or so. Not
yeah,
10 days
he
ago.
dropped it later.
Yeah.
But
you
he
didn't drop
packed it for
yeah.
potentially 9 days or 5 or who
Yeah.
knows. But
Right.
sometimes they lose them together.
Right.
Sometimes it takes a couple days.
Yeah.
But it's pretty exciting when you can match up the one you already found.
Yeah.
So we'll wash off that mud.
Yeah. And did you say we have him on the trail cam?
We have this bull on the trail camera. We have 3 5 points in the yard.
Yeah.
On the camera.
Yeah.
That's all we usually get because the 6 points get shot.
Okay.
But everything else is about this long in the back.
'Kay.
Except for your bull you picked up the rack on already.
Wow.
So
and this scarring, is that from clashing with other elk or is that just
and rubbing
the
against
trees?
trees and
Gotcha.
stuff, but mostly probably
Yeah.
from fighting. This bull was in our yard all of the rut,
Yeah.
but we couldn't shoot him because he wasn't legal. He needs another tine right here to be legal.
Aha.
So
And does it pop like here?
yeah, it'll be here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The longest tine is always the 4th
Yeah.
tine generally on an elk.
Right.
So
So why is this got this kink in here? Is that just his genetic
it's just
profile?
his genetics, just like
Gotcha.
that other one in the yard has that other 5 that's small on the top
Yeah,
has
yeah.
that one that goes straight down.
Yeah.
To know them all when you're
Sure.
on the camera, right?
Sure.
So
Wow.
there you go.
Thanks,
There it
sweetie.
is now.
Thank you. Does that mean I got a rack?
You got a rack.
Beauty.
So there's best case scenario. So the reason we're in our street clothes is because we were just trying to fit in a shed hunt for an hour and a half before we had
Sunday
a commitment
brunch.
downtown.
Yeah, Sunday brunch, let's be honest.
So, but we
Awesome.
found what we were looking for.
Yeah, and the Sunday brunch I didn't tell you, but it's Tammy and I are sharing our birthday because she's in May and I'm in April, and it was the only time we could get together.
Perfect.
So it's a early birthday present.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you.
Looks like I was wrong. Do you see something wrong with this picture?
Yes.
They're both the same side.
Yes.
And this one we picked up today with the fresh blood on it is smaller
Yeah.
and the wrong side.
Right.
So what does that tell us? We have 2 5-point bulls that we're looking for, and I was wrong. It wasn't the other side. It's the other side. No, it's not the other side. It is the other bull.
Right.
I guess there's the other smaller 5-point, but they've got to be brothers because look at that.
Yeah.
So, but this is the one we picked up the other day, and you see how dried the blood is already? Because that's about 9 or 10 days ago. This is the one we picked up today. You can see that there's way fresher blood on that one.
Yeah.
And give that about 10 days, and it'll look like this one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But the reason why we were so convinced, or at least I was,
because look how similar they are.
yeah, if you look down here, that little kink.
But we forgot that they were the same side until we got home and realized that they are the
Yeah.
same side of the bull.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, it's amazing because it's got the kink here, kind of matches this one, and then this one matches that one.
probably the same genetic pool.
Yeah.
But now we're looking for the other side of quite a few bulls. So this would be, I guess this was going to be his left side. 2 lefts. We need 2 rights.
Yes.
So
2
looking
rights
for
make
2
a bull?
rights. So the hunt goes on for 2 more rights.
Yeah. Awesome. But that's the joy of it, right?
You got to match them up.
Got to match them up.
Try and match them up. It's just like Christmas every day.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're wrong. I thought for sure we had the other side, but we didn't because they're so close together. But they're probably same genetic pool, very similar bulls, but not the same bull.
Right. Well, and the fun takeaway is that mine's bigger.
Yours is bigger. Yeah. Yours is bigger.
Yeah. Got Tammy out today. Tammy's a trooper.
So we're moving this box because it's a dud. We never caught anything on it at all this year.
We had high hopes for it. We had high hopes for it.
Well, we had some refusals.
Right.
But I think it's because it's too open right there. The snowmobile trail, main snowmobile trail goes by there. The main snowmobile trail goes by there, and it's on a corner. They don't seem to like that. For whatever reason.
So where's your plan for this one?
I'm gonna move it down a little bit.
Okay.
Where it's a little more secluded, where they can feed quietly. They like to have a quiet dinner.
Makes sense.
At least the bears didn't take it off the tree. One box, it's still okay. I will hand this box to my lovely assistant, Jackie. Well, this is where we're going to move it to, because this tree is huge and doesn't have a whole bunch of sap hanging down. That'll get on the Marten. Plus it has all this umbrella of branches to keep the snow from getting all over the box. And I remember it from when we cruised by and there was lots of tracks between this bottleneck right here. This would go into.
Beauty.
Good enough. Oh, need longer arms. This one I should be able to move up.
Sure is pretty up here with the big sky, hey?
Betcha. Okay, let's take this screw out and move this guy up. Oh, it's all waterlogged. Because this box is up so high and because it's a horizontal box, I like to make a running pole for them, the horizontal boxes. So we're going to use this conveniently laying here pole. We just got to trim it and make a running pole up to the trap. If we cut it on an angle like that, we can tip it up against the tree and screw it in. Okay, we'll put it like that. I think that'll work. They can scamper up here, jump on here, and come around. And I can still clear my trap in there. And I think it'll stay there. Good. We're going to call that good. Just out doing a little scouting today for the moose draw and trying to find our missing box that we couldn't find all year. So somewhere in here is our missing box, and I'm pretty sure I know what tree it's on, and I can't figure out why I couldn't find it. Maybe I can figure that out. So follow me. Mosquitoes are pretty good today. They're alive and well in the swamp here. Mosquitoes, moose. Gotta go hand in hand. I'm pretty sure I hung it on that tree and I didn't find it this year. When we were trying to trap it, it was gone. And there it is, right there. That's why we didn't find it in snow up to there, because a bear knocked it off the tree, because there's quite a few grizzlies in this spot right here. So that's why we always bring the gun, because there's some ignorant ones in here too, and they're getting more ignorant now that we're not hunting them in Canada. So they're just doing what bears do as far as this goes, but we didn't see enough marten sign here to keep to trap this box, which is surprising that we never even used this box. It was a fresh box, and they still, just because it was different, smelt different, the bears had to have a sniff and knock it down and see what they could do. See, they broke the screw right off the tree. Yeah, they're pretty tough, so we'll hang that somewhere else. Okay, on down the line.
Westgate Outdoors has been brought to you by Central Island Rentals and Sales. Canadian Coyote Company, home of the Seneca snares and so much more. Westgate Outdoors, so much more than just a trapping show. Check us out online.